So I want you to just keep an eye on this street here.
So this is your accident that I'm gonna
This
see.
is my accident. About right there. You'll see me rolling along.
Okay. This time on Tiny House Revival, Zack and I are working with Jesse, a sculptor, teacher, and tiny house dreamer who's struggling to finish his home. It's already been 8 years of building while also trying to live in his house. And now with the accident, he needs our help to finish his dream more than ever. Welcome to Tiny House Revival.
You know what I love, Zach?
Just tell me.
Alliteration. And you know what this episode has?
I thought you were gonna say like apple pie or something like that.
Those are good, but I love alliteration. You ready? The boys are back in Bellingham. Because we're here to work with Jesse, who's a local artist.
You know, he's a tiny house guy,
Yes.
and he's also a pottery teacher.
Like I ended up living in a van for a little while, and it was actually while I was living in that van, I was watching TV and I came across Tiny House Nation, right? I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I started watching it. I'm like, you know what? I think I could do that. This is a cool idea. I'm already living in a van.
As much as I'd like to take credit for kind of introducing him to tiny homes, I think we also have to take credit for like the pickle that he's in a little bit.
All right, tiny house?
Yeah.
Tiny house pottery studio.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, John, I feel like I know you.
I know. I disagree. I think the whole reason we're here is to bail him out of that pickle. It's been a journey.
Yeah, because he's been building his house for 8 years now, and it's still not done.
No.
It's been 8 years because I like to do everything by myself, and you know, this is my baby.
I mean, my first impression is that the house looks really good, especially from the outside.
So that's not the door.
That is not the door. This is the door.
Oh, wow.
I thought you might have that reaction, John.
This is like, it's really nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks really done. I mean, it's pretty empty, but I kind of love that.
I have a ton of projects, a huge list, but why don't I give you a full tour and I'll point out some things that need to be finished.
Lead the way, lead the
I
way.
think that you're going to appreciate the headroom, John, under the loft.
It's a little small, but you get the idea. Composting toilet, sink, this is all, my shower's all handmade. I did all this. It's a resin poured with spray paint and really fun thing.
So, in terms of bathroom here, projects, let's just list them out.
This drop down with a push button little thing. Hopefully Zach can help me out with that.
Well, I'm going to admit this is not the first time I've heard about this idea, and I've done it before. I'm interested to see what your ideas are.
So from the get-go, our plan always was to lean on Jesse and his ability to do work because he obviously can do it.
So moving on into the kitchen here. You've got the pull down,
Yes.
this is pantry, right?
Drop down pantry and push button flush so that everything looks crisp, neat. This is my Murphy bed that I built from a kit. I think it turned out pretty good. These are the feet, right? But they're, you know, it sits kind of short. Like it's down here when it's out. And so what I was thinking, because I do need storage, is what if we raise this up and have pull drawers down below for extra bedding? But then next to it it'd be nice to have like coat hangers or some place to put a wet jacket and boots and shoes.
I know you love it when I have to play like the bad cop, but honestly, like I'm the guy that's the pare down guy, and there's nothing to pare down here in terms of like physical stuff. I am getting the sense that we might have to pare down on the projects.
Like I don't have a dresser, so where do I put all my clothes? So I was thinking like a modern take on an old secretary's desk.
And like do it in the way where it's like, what is keeping this house from feeling done? Because there's a difference between like tinkering projects and like things that we need to accomplish to make it a finished home, because that's the whole reason we're here.
I see one glaring issue.
What's that?
This couch.
Couch has to stay.
Couch has to stay?
Yes.
How does that work?
You sit in it and tell me that it has to go.
It's in front of your door.
I think it wasn't until last winter that I sort of admitted to myself, this is a mistake.
Well, so then, yeah, so I couldn't help but notice you said a table over here?
I need a table. Something that comes out here. Zach's kind of got some ideas.
Because keep in mind, he's not just like kind of thinking about this, he's been dreaming of these projects for years and years.
So, how much room do you need to get around this, and is there a compromise that we can make?
If I had figured it out, it would have been done already. And that's where you come in.
Do we need one of these?
Yes.
All right.
Go.
On 3, go tiny. 1, 2, 3, go tiny.
Oh my God.
Apparently, and this is what I've been hearing as this whole crew is here, if somebody cries on the last scene during filming, then they owe the whole crew a steak dinner.
The beginning of these builds always feels like the start of a race. You're excited, maybe a little nervous, but more than anything, you're feeling optimistic. But the truth is, this isn't the beginning. Jesse and Amy have been grinding for years.
Hopefully his house will not be a construction site forever. No, absolutely. I would love to be able to see him happy in his home, his complete home. And yeah, I think that's ultimately the goal for sure. And hopefully very soon in these next few days.
I'm hoping at the end of this week just to feel a huge sense of relief, less stress, and it's just a sense of freedom, really. Like when I'm working on a sculpture, it's always constantly figuring out little issues in this sculpture, little thing. And my house is gonna be very similar, I think, because I do think about this, when I'm building on this house, I think of it like a sculpture. Housing is tricky, right? In any city and especially here. And watching that whole show, and I kept getting these cool ideas from what Zach was doing. And so then I would draw out little ideas on, well, if I was to do this, how would I want my house? And so I did some drawings and I kept watching these episodes. I started working on a budget, my yearly budget, what I would do if I was paying rent, how much that would be. And I'm like, all right, here's my budget. I'm gonna do $5,000 every year. And let's do it for, I think I can do it in 5 years. Yeah, that's good theory, right? 8 years later.
It's time. And so that's kind of what I think inspired us to come. It was like, yes, okay, you've done so much of the work.
But been doing some work on the house recently too.
How's that been working with your head injury?
Yeah, right, the head injury.
Yeah,
it takes me like 3 to 4 times longer, right? So even jumping on a chop saw is a little bit scary for me at the moment.
I know Jesse really, really wants to help out with all the builds, and I just think that maybe he shouldn't put a lot of pressure on himself right now.
I woke up in a hospital, had a concussion. It was a hit and run, but they did catch the guy. And somehow I had called Amy a couple hours later and just let her know that I was in the ER, and so I don't remember a lot from that.
Frankly, I think what he was trying to accomplish was pretty ambitious, even if he was like 100% Jesse.
Like marking stuff, look, I can't see properly.
Jesse can't build like we thought he could build. We have to either cut way back on our projects, or it's a home game. I mean, this is your hometown. We find someone on very short notice or a bunch of people to try and come help us.
My head is kind of leaning more towards like, how can we get some reinforcements?
So So we put out the call, and I have to say, one of the best things about the tiny house community is that it truly is a community. And first to answer the call were Mark and Daisy from Ocean Designs, a local tiny house builder who Zack kinda once met at a beer garden after a ski mission. Then there was Zack's buddy, Ben, a local Finnish carpenter and a dog dad to 2 beautiful huskies who, unlike me, actually has the skills to execute on Zack's designs. We also put the call out to our patrons, and when the dust settled, Amelia, Jody, and Elena were able to come help us out.
We are part of the Patreon community for Tiny House Revival.
I noticed that you needed help, and you guys posted a little letter, and I thought, oh, I could do that.
If the tiny house community is good, then our Patreon community is kind of great. When I say Patreon, if you know, you know. But if not, let me tell you. Patreon is our crowdfunding site where you can join our community to get special access, and it's what makes this show possible. Plus, added bonus, when you join, not only do you get your name in the credits like this, you also get all our show content and invitations to our live and virtual hangouts like this one right here, where you can ask us almost anything.
So that's a question,
Yeah, when are you
right?
coming to Texas?
See? Now we're talking.
And just like that, the future episode is born. So thank you to all our patrons, and especially this group here in Bellingham. Speaking of which, time to get a lay of the land.
So it's day 2 of the build, and if I'm being honest, I don't exactly know where we're at, but it feels like we're behind. I know I always say that, but I always feel that way. Truth of the matter is, Jesse was always supposed to be part of our build crew on this one.
Hey John, can you grab me that lens right there?
Yeah, 35? Here you go. He was always supposed to be part of the build crew, but with his accident, the hit and run, he's just not up for it. And it's not his fault, and I don't want him to push himself too hard, but he gets tired at the end of the day. He's seeing double, he gets dizzy, he's forgetting things. I mean, he's making lists. I mean, like, this is the Wednesday to-do list. There's a Thursday and a Friday list as well. So there's a lot to do. Hey, little guy. Looking good, guys.
That was really great timing. Well, we just finished insulating this wall. There's a door here previously, and Jesse wanted it to be gone and be a solid wall, so we pulled the door out, which was an epic event that we underestimated. But we just finished insulation on it.
Looking good. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so again, I mean, like, I don't even know Mark and Daisy, but I reached out and they're like, yeah, we'll do it. For Jesse, for the community, it's perfect. And of course, you guys know Sammy. What do we got here, buddy?
Hey John, can you get the dog to look at the camera?
Right here. Hi, girl. Hi. Yeah. Awesome. Dude, good looking shot.
Jesse, I would love for him to be able to go into his house and not have to look around and feel like something is left to be done. He could just relax in his house and not have to worry about it anymore, because it is so frustrating to have those like little projects that you know need to be finished.
All this help means Zack can start to focus on his signature project, a table that swings and pivots and folds and maybe even cooks you dinner. But Zack is having trouble getting started because he and Jesse can't settle on the table height.
You just measured 29. However, that's the top of the table that we're talking about. So it's going to be 1.5 inches lower than that. So all of a sudden, you're talking 27 and a half. And now how are you going to cross your legs?
That's not gonna happen.
What's becoming clear is that in order to get this project across the finish line, we're going to have to persuade Jesse to give up a little control.
I don't know. Yeah, I think the direction that you're going is great. You'll come up with something good.
You're not just saying that because you're on camera?
I am saying that because I'm on camera.
Zachariah, how's it going, bud?
Good.
How many fingers am I holding up?
7.
No, be on.
Punch me in the ribs.
Okay, I'm glad you're welding. What is this?
This is going to be the base for the table.
Okay.
So it's essentially going to be, this will stand up like this, right? Theoretically, this could also function as his kind of desk, is my thought, right? Because it's going to be like basically a low bar top all the way across the far side of his house.
Yep.
And then we're going to, weld on the casters 2 on each side, and this piece will, this will do the hinging function.
Nice.
When it's not in table mode, it's still going to be super useful. And it's I'm like thinking about like being at a coffee shop. I really like that. And it goes in front of his window. So he has a portion of it where he could sit there, he could look out the window, wave to the cows, which just kind of leaves us at dresser.
Okay.
And I talked with him about the idea of incorporating a dresser like into the whole thing on the same side of the kitchen, right? So basically it would go bar top, which would be a low bar top, and it would go over into a cabinet, and the cabinet is going to be storing the chairs. And then on the far side of the chairs is going to be a space that we could use for like clothing for a dresser.
Okay.
So I kind of talked to him about it. He likes it.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, it sounds like I'm still not totally sure of what all the projects are, but I'm gonna meet up with Jesse today for sure, because we gotta get to the bottom of this just to make sure we're good, but I love it. So what I know is that Zach is building out this area, right? And that's gonna be some dining room table options, possibly a desk option, some storage, but then I'm confused what's happening over here, because this was what, like when we came through originally with Jesse, he was talking about like a secretary desk, but also like a bureau or a chest of drawers. I don't quite understand what the difference is. And now Zach's asking me to find either a desk or a bureau. There's storage that's gonna go here that I don't think we've built, but then it's also maybe like a side table. This is part of storage that's gonna go under the bed. And then of course there's these things, and this is what we were talking about, like, and the one in here. And then there's a bunch of like storage that Jesse wants in here. I just want, like, everyone wants Jesse to feel like this thing is done. We want him to feel like, I got across the finish line. And that's literally the only reason Zach and I are here, is to push it across the finish line. I don't know where the finish line is. Yeah, I'm glad that we talked about this, because I have to talk to Jesse. We're gonna meet up in Bellingham. He's gonna show me around a little bit. And so that will be a good opportunity for me to actually corner him and narrow him down. Nailing down Jesse's project list is important, so I'm on my way to downtown Bellingham to meet up with him. What's interesting is, the more time I spend with him away from the build, the more I realize how foundational this town is to who he's become.
Well, the first time I came to Bellingham, let's see, that was 22 years ago. It was just really cool, and I just felt at home. I'm like, maybe this is where I'm gonna move here one day. Bellingham has a lot to do with this whole idea of the natural world and how I resonate with being out in nature, like in the forest. I grew up on 40 acres in Ontario, Wisconsin, and it bordered the state park. I'm not that great in the city, even though I did kind of practice that for 3 years in a big city in Sydney, Australia. Did a master's degree in ceramics, Sydney University. And then I'm like, you know what? I really feel this pull to get back to Bellingham. So it had been years since I had been back in Bellingham, and I really wasn't sure, is it still gonna feel like I'm at home? Like it's my heart home, is it still gonna feel like that? I wasn't sure. I just wanted to go see, because I knew I needed to. I just had this feeling, and it did, yeah. With my tiny home, it's been a journey. And building it, it wouldn't fit out the garage door. And so we pre-built all the walls so that they were on hinges. We pulled it out, all the walls came out, the roof went on, the sheathing went on, and then the next day I moved in, just with the walls and a door that I could lock. So ever since that first day that I moved in, I've been working on my tiny house and living in it.
The whole time Jesse was working and living in his tiny home, he had no idea just how close he was to the guy that inspired him to go tiny in the first place.
Zach's last name is Giffen, and I know the family that makes Giffen Grip. So this is actually the Giffen Grip, which Zach's dad invented back in the 70s, and it makes my life a whole lot easier. I kind of put 2 and 2 together somewhere along the line that oh, Zach is with this family.
The funny thing is, like, we met through actually my family business, because he's a ceramic arts teacher.
Nice.
Amy, because she does permitting sort of things, she told me with like, I don't know, 3 days notice, oh, they're talking about legalizing tiny homes here in Whatcom County, in the Bellingham area.
Turned out that there was this big kind of debate happening in the county.
I'm like, oh, I gotta call Give and Grip. I left a message for Zach.
He left a message, not sure if Zach would even get it, and with no idea that they were basically neighbors.
I didn't know that he lived here in the Bellingham area. I thought he was somewhere exotic. Who knows?
He basically cued me in, and then we both got involved.
Talking to senators and state legislatures. And eventually, 8 months later, we finally made it legal for people to live in tiny homes full-time in this county.
That's how we became friends. And that, long story short, is why we're here.
Turns out Zach's here in town, and then now all of a sudden, Zach's here at my house working on it.
Essentially some of this.
And so I just really believe, like, when you're in the right place that you're meant to be, everything will line up. You know, it's like in The Alchemist, you know, if you're on the right path, the universe will conspire to help you. And I think that's what's happening. I don't know that I've ever had this much help. I've opened up to the idea of getting help just because of what happened in my accident in my brain, and that's not a bad thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a great thing.
It's a great thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to. Clay will teach you really quickly how to let things go as it goes through that transformative process. And so really having, you know, John and Zach and all these other folks come in and kind of give away that control, it was kind of tough.
Oh, look, there's a seal in the water right now. See his head?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, one of the reasons I wanted to kind of get some time alone with you is because I'm still sort of struggling to identify every single project or what the wish list is or what's the must-haves from the nice-to-haves. I want you to feel like when this is all over, you're like, yeah, we got it.
I'm just gonna start.
I'll write as fast as I can.
Bathroom, we need some storage in there, right? For extra towels, things like that. The drop-down storage thing in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Drop-down storage pantry in the kitchen.
Drop down in the bathroom, also in the kitchen, yep.
We actually have a really good handle on how these drop-down storage items are gonna be done. So we got the hinges, we got the clasps, and we got the pistons. I did the design, and now we're building boxes.
Thing next to the door, nightstand.
Okay.
/ storage for shoes, coat.
Nightstand, sort of mini mud room, we're calling it. Okay, so it keeps knocking into this. Like the door can only open so far.
Zip it off on an angle. Give it a 45 like on these guys, right? And then that will give you the clearance for the door.
Storage under the bed.
Okay, under
Bed storage. That's this. We have that.
By the way, remove door.
Remove door. Right. I don't know if we talked about this, but like it'd be awesome to have some kind of a whole lot of us ceramic artists, we like to display cups and things like that.
So a display case of some sort?
Yeah. John asked us to go and pick up things. The biggest item was to find some sort of a furniture piece.
What are we working on here?
We are framing Jesse's pictures, the photographs he took at Yellowstone. Amy asked us if we would do something special and frame up these pictures of him and his grandma.
Bed.
We need a desk.
Okay, we need a desk.
Right.
So the whole table is going to be attached to the wall, really only on one point.
The big thing while you and Zach are here is taking on the ones that are outside of my element. It's the big things that I'm having issues problem solving. I just don't have like Zach's expertise.
Yes.
It's not my thing.
Few do.
Yeah.
All right, so you know how I needed a wheel, right?
For the table.
Don't have a wheel. However, we do have wood.
Cut out this plug, but then you got to polish it. And how to do that? Well, you know, just basically put it on my Zack-rabbit there.
Oh, what happened?
Where it went. I found it.
Oh. Prove it.
Got it.
Oh.
All right, well, anyways, it's not a perfect system, as you can see. But I do think that we're going to get a wheel that's going to work.
We got to get creative. Late nights on Tiny House Revival. God, I'm going to stand a little further back. Oh! Oh! Oh no, that one rolled. It was too good of a wheel. Oh.
It's back further than I thought.
Yeah! Woo! Oh, well, we know it rolls.
Yeah, you see that? We know it rolls. Oh. You see my little wheel?
No.
So, I needed a wheel. Is this a perfect wheel? No. Does it have bearings? Nope. But is it going to do the job that I think it needs to do? Yes. Because here, let me show you. You see this track over here? The way it works, this wheel fits into this groove.
Yeah.
And so that's when you pull the table out, that's exactly what keeps it of the wall.
This is a process too, just like my house. And so this is then gonna go into the next step. Right now it's in its bone dry greenware state. So the next step is really putting it into what's called a bisque firing, taking it up to a relatively low temperature. So I'll take this up in the kiln to around 1920 degrees. And then I'll put it through raku firing. The American raku process is essentially it's glowing red hot, and then we pull it out of there. We put it into combustion chambers, add sawdust or newspaper, anything combustible where it bursts into flames. What that does to the glaze, it changes the color of the glaze itself. And then dip it into cold water to kind of set those colors.
I can't tell if that's a loving embrace or you guys are both supporting each other. Hi, you guys. Hi.
Oh,
Dude,
geez.
here we are.
Jeez, we made it, Jesse. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week.
4 days or 3 days.
It's been almost a decade actually, this journey. And I'm curious, you know, like how are you feeling like in this moment, like right on the precipice?
Yeah, exactly.
Excited, very
Nervous, excited. It's that anticipation factor. It's like going into the next chapter. Will be next.
Yeah.
And finishing this one up is just hopefully just gonna allow me to breathe. Let's do it.
Cool.
All right.
All right. Have at it, you guys.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's fancy. Like we're in a fancy hotel. Oh, wow. And these got done, which is awesome, and they're nice and flush. That looks really cool. Did you see this over here? the little.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Storage.
Makes total sense. These look great. And then this bit of storage too. That's cool.
I love it. I love it.
For sure. Look, bed's raised up. Cool. Oh, you gotta wait. Yep. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, cool. Nice. Oh, that makes sense. That's cool. I want to open them. Oh, very cool. New drawers. I'm curious what was going on with this, and Zach's gonna have to show me, I think. But it's on casters, which I love. I love casters, and these are soft casters too. So everything on casters. All right. In this corner, look at this. All my teapots, the Yixing teapots, my teapots.
And it's just...
Oh, it's like a. Oh my gosh. Okay.
There's your
I'm gonna aim right. This is sweet. Look at that. That's awesome. I'm curious for Zach to show me this and see what's in here, but I'm gonna leave that to him.
Well,
so,
call him in.
Yeah, let's get him. Hey, Zach, John, come here and show me all these goodies. I want to see how it works.
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, hold on. Come over here. I know you're so excited.
Right. Well, there's so many things.
So many things. Because that was the theme of this week. Like, at times, we weren't even sure what all the things were.
I actually really appreciated the amount of thought that you had put into all the designs, right? Because that really got me a head start. But there was, a couple little things I didn't think that you were thinking about that maybe because of experience. I tried to include. So a good example of that is like you had gotten the clasps, like the button clasp, right? And you also got the nice hinge. We talked about that. But the one thing that I added was a hydraulic lift system so that when it comes down,
Okay.
you can see now all of the weight that's inside of here is being kind of taken up, so it's not such a struggle to get it up, and you can just really.
Can I try this?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Oh, it comes pre-stocked.
Yeah, right. That's pretty.
I love it.
This is really fun. Like, I've been thinking about this. It's been like, I don't know, 4 years since, it's been longer. It's been like 5 years since I put this in there and put that in there for this drop-down thing to happen. It's really awesome to see, like, I had these idea of the drop-down pantry sort of thing for the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
But it never happened because I couldn't wrap my brain around it. So it's really fun to see those actually come into reality. And push the buttons, and there we go. It's a walk-in pantry.
I'm so excited.
Well, that's awesome.
Teamwork.
Did it. You did it. There is a lot of stuff. I'm still taking it all in.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
What do you think about your forged
It's perfect.
iron hook?
Perfect. So literally, I now have a really cool place to hang my hat
Yes, I know.
and my coat. And just slide into my house, and it just feels like me. So one of the worries that I had was like having other people come in and kind of design things, but Zack and John and everybody really just kind of kept it feeling like me.
When you kind of mentioned that you could think that you could raise the bed, to me that was just beautiful because like it is just a no-brainer in my mind. And my only question is, when the bed was down, did it feel like it was too high?
No, I mean, it feels fancy. All right? You go to a fancy hotel and they're like raised up, like, you're a celebrity like John, or you're the king, right? You got a raised bed, so it's fancy.
You also asked for a secretary desk and a place to display pottery.
Right. Yes.
And this piece, I'm curious your thoughts on how this piece makes you feel.
Surprisingly, though, I kind of like the old hutch-looking thing with the display. I was just kind of gazing at my teapots. It actually is really cool. Like, it's pretty awesome. And then this thing folds down, and these legs come out to support it, which is super cool. Because then I can put my computer on there and do some work if I need to or whatever. So
Exactly.
I think it's pretty awesome.
You know, I'm curious, when you walked in, did you notice anything missing? Was there anything missing?
Yeah,
Anything
like
missing?
the thing that you had to explain when anybody walked in your house, like.
Like the other door?
Yes!
Yeah, right.
The door is gone!
And it looks perfect, right? Like, it looks like it was never there to begin with. And it makes sense, right? Visually, it makes sense, and it makes sense within this room.
As we continue around the room,
what are these? I mean, I get it, it's kind of a something, but what is it?
Okay, well, I can't really explain what this is without explaining what the entire system is. So let's just get right into that because, you know, what we had, like what we were going for a real table. You know, not just a place that you can eat, because this is like a place you can eat if it's the two of you. But if you have guests over, or if you want to, like, you know, have a date night or something, it's time to pull the table out. And in order to do that, you need enough space so that two people can sit side to side, right? And then you also need enough depth of the table to make sure that there's enough room for your plates. And so the problem is when we went skinnier, it meant that we kind of had to go longer in order to have the whole thing work out, right? And so that's what we've done. We just kind of extended that bar top, and I think it gives you this really kind of functional space. Like if you don't want to do your desk, like this is a great place. You can do
workspace. I could tie flies over here.
Almost kind of feels like being at a coffee shop kind of workspace. And I also wanted to give you some workspace in front of the window. Because that just is like, I mean, it's so beautiful around here. You might as well like have a spot where you can sit down, you know, look outside.
Instead of staring at the wall.
When it comes time to have dinner, it's pretty darn easy. All you gotta do is just grab it right in the center. And now you pull it out and it's guided over here in that track, right?
Oh, sweet.
So it pulls over like that.
Oh, wow.
It ends. And now this flap just folds right up.
Whew. Boy, also very fancy. Ta-da! That's cool. It looks great.
Look at the table.
And it's on casters.
that is a proper table. You can have Thanksgiving dinner on this table.
We could squeeze 7 people in there.
Yeah, and you got plenty of room to walk around. And what I think is the most important is that when the bed comes down, it gets out of the way. Yeah.
Right. And there's still room to walk by the table to the other side of the bed.
So we can just kind of roll this just for a second to get to
what is
this little storage spot. And here we go. Now all your chairs.
There we go.
That's what it is. So your chairs are.
Oh, I can't wait. Perfect. Sit down. Look at that. It feels like home, right? It feels like home. That was my big worry, having somebody else come in and work on it. Is it still gonna feel like my home? To be in here and just take it all in. I don't have to think about how do I get rid of this door, right? And so it's definitely it's a big relief.
You had the injury right before we were coming.
Right.
And your plan to work and really be a part of this build kind of got upended.
Totally, yeah.
And yet, this community like rallied around you.
Yeah.
Truly. Appreciate it.
It makes me, I'm right there too.
I'm pretty sure John cried. I think we got John. I think John cried. John, you know there is a deal. If you start crying, it's a steak dinner, right?
How do you know about a steak dinner? Does that mean I owe you a steak dinner now?
I think so.
Dang it. Oh, it backfired, Amy. You got me.
Everything has just come full circle. So I'm really excited to see I'm excited to breathe and relax. But I'm also excited for, just enjoy this for a little while and then see what's next, because this feels like it's a closure on an 8-year chapter. I feel like I can breathe again.
I was highly skeptical of the whole idea of even asking the public for help, and it's been flattering and just, you know, totally amazing, mind-blowing. That kind of energy, that kind of support, it's different than just somebody saying, hey, I love your show. When people are actually saying, you know what, I'm with you. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Here's $5 a month. Like, let's get this show back on the road.
Nice.
You know?
Right down the barrel.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.